you suspended a State of the Nation address indefinitely. As Akufo-Addo is talking about, say nobody is above the law. He is above the law. Akufo-Addo says nobody is above the law. Meanwhile, Akufo-Addo high private jet, Akasia, you decided to say how much is it costing the taxpayer? Akufo-Addo above the law. You also want for some information in meanwhile, right to information bill, you pass it. And so Akufo-Addo so Magana for information. Say Musika say na me high private jet or say a national security issue. This is the president you call Akufo-Addo. I want one more year free Facebook. Who we show no twa about yewe aba. I want go Ibra. Go break brother. You didn't go for a chia. On the year Akufo-Addo dey na aba.
This advertisement has been vetted.
The average human body mass should have
of the court because at least any lawyers, but yes, we are ready. Now we read the constitution and other legal
party. They could file their friend Anima Winina Abranti Obenon Bako, but the CDA Obenon Bako and Pabako Numere after a year Mels. Fred 0244 727028 0244 727028 and 0244 754380 0244 754380. The Ghana Herb Air Therapeutic Producers of Ghana Balm and Prostate Joy. Anna Air Catcheron. Yamra back to the studio. Already with Amate. Aye Penia Wada Aye Tag Anua. National President Traders Advocacy Group Ghana. Already with Amate Akwaba. Baby Aboko there.
Yes, I do.
Already with Amate Aja you can say Bonjure this year. Bonjure Bamai, Bonjure Bumfa. This year, one premiere.
On cow me who?
You remember your
when your voice would do one day. Baba answered you. Said you came for 1 year, Russia for no much. I'm not doing what to.
Right, I gotta say, best sometimes the youngest a million. Now say, fantastic. Ovia Kufia Grass or Kwaba. Baby, I will call there. I don't know. You have called straight now. You share a year and near and somewhere abba Supreme Court to say, oh, you're referee. Ultimately, see Mukwa Grona, Wakwa Dibi. And I'm saying, Okrano, maybe a Chemo now representing a year constituency. We will look at it in totality. I was making the argument in matters of a year this nature. Anka NDC as opposition party, they could file their friend a year amicus brief. Say, omo interested party in the case. Ebikura Meka say, not the argument. A year Ora Abdullah Justice Edekoyeno. It was not argument that the Supreme Court could really look at it and say, yeah, rule in favor of. Now, this is a case, there is another issue pending. Richard Delaska, MPP ni. On also the case concerning a year the above Eka will throw questions, so we'll throw the budget out. And then Minoka say, or the Attorney General Court. But the two of them are making the same argument, which in turn will force the Supreme Court to give a ruling that will go in favor. NDC as opposition party could not again file for a year amicus brief. Say, we are interested in this case at the last guy, the a year court. Now, if the Supreme Court should rule, say, a year the parliament, a year time wana a year abambabe, sumani babe intesono, it's illegal. It means the abanye in a betuagu. We will look at all these matters. I'm starting free a year Ora Kofi Agraso, since you are governance and security a year analyst.
Yeah, that's about
the constitution. Yes.
Yes, I mean that's it. Once again, a tier for me, actually for
a tier for Joseph.
Always a opportunity to say one thing I say, no say any Bibia. There are other people who could have for on, but your opportunity now is for the sake of the nation. Some is opportunity. Osha Supreme Court issues now. I'm a friend of the court because at least Any lawyers, but yes, we are ready. Now we read the constitution and other legal documents. And I Supreme Court no, for some time. Since the 1960s, even in the days of Kwame Nkrumah, one very important case of Riakotu and all that up to now, Koyago Pio to form as Attorney General, all these cases. Now, Satanquana, it was an appeal court, it was not the Supreme Court fully fledged, but they were playing the role of the, the apex court. Supreme Court has my very landmark judgments are in there. Constitutional jurisprudence. With my and the case we is one of such cases. Constitutional Supreme Court have original religion say in some say bar would be aggrieved under Article 130 to one and the rest. Uncle Supreme Court, Uncle besides here, and I think Supreme Court has done its work. The key issue no say. Article 104, 102 and all that about the powers now our speaker. And at the same constitution, Emma deputy speaker certain powers in terms of how or conduct parliamentary proceedings, including their voting rights and all that. For so many years, based on that, constitution Article 11 and the Supreme, but beyond that, bodies are also given certain subsidiary powers to make legislations, laws, and all that. But I can't say any law and any legislation be obeyed contrary to our constitution. It's ability. So, based on that, Parliament who hear certain parliamentary orders now more the guide of more Parliament.
Which is the standing orders of Parliament.
And we share every aspect of the constitution is subject to the constitution. Every law be a and in America, almost an state constitution, it virtually gave parliamentary supremacy in a way. And I read two cases by the time of which or more couples. Because at that time, there was a kind of supremacy given to Parliament. But we share from 69 going constitution now, it has given the constitution itself that supremacy. Say anything be any constitution above it is not a void.
Which is the first
chapter Article 1 of the Constitution.
Article 1-2.
Exactly.
Where it says that this is the supreme law of the land, yes. And any law found to be inconsistent with this. Okay. So in this case, what is null and void in the actions of you can say Parliament when it comes to say Omoma the first and second deputy speaker and Twaba when they are sitting in. They have to take it should be that from the constitution and to Article 102, 104 and the rest of the say preside there. The role of the speaker was mentioned. Who is a speaker? And to be say who is a speaker now a member of Parliament. At the time elected as a speaker, you have to what's the name? Abdicate the seat. Do Ajaho Kaye. So Do Ajaho was an MP. Immediately speaker he became a speaker and that seat was declared vacant. But the second talk about the first and second deputy speakers who are now members of Parliament. Omudasu members of Parliament. They have not been told by the constitution say when they become first and second deputy, omu abdicate omu seat. And the interpretation of constitution by Supreme Court say based on that definition, who could a certain guideline or whatever to make the first and second deputy who take care of powers of voter. It is contrary to the Constitution 102, which Abdullah has taken to court, and the Supreme Court interpreted it very well. Ultimately, so the point is, at this stage, the key issue is somebody felt aggrieved by certain things. Constitutional man to me as a citizen of the country, regardless of his political persuasion, and all the court. All the court, the court ruled and says that upon the true and proper interpretation of 104, 113 and the rest, this is the meaning. So it's only the Speaker of Parliament that doesn't have that right to vote. But the first and the second deputy speaker who are still MPs have the right to vote. And therefore anything that regulation, standing orders, I prevent one first and second deputy speaker from voting. And unity. And the Supreme Court will call back to part of Article 2. I can say once that happens, it becomes law.
And what you were doing, okay, said there were time in this country, the offense like I said is unbailable. Offense is one man. I can say, we are unya bail. What's the name? Pebunmu. Magabu court. And I call okay. That is not true. So upon true interpretation, the criminal law now use I can say, be aware some offenses are not bailable. It cannot be so. Depending on the circumstances, need the judge and the defense of put up, you can be bailed. And since then, it became a law. Ultimately, and a case is a Supreme Court master order. Now one this one, and you see the president, one of the grounds for which can be removed from office is that, or it can become a high crime. Say Supreme Court master judgment now will be fully say, this order now Supreme Court master. You can be charged for high crime and be in prison for about 10 good years. So for me, I think Supreme Court of Ghana, yeah, we can have problem with the judiciary sometimes, judges be, but I think distinguish among say. I mean, if you study all the cases of the Supreme Court, who call Salama 31st December case, who found most of the landmark cases, who two boys now judgments now. I think that our Supreme Court, I should say, they know the law, and we should not do anything to denigrate our Supreme Court. So,
in this case, the Supreme Court ruling, you are more in favor of the ruling. I am
very much in favor
of the ruling.
I've read the judgment.
Right.
Thematically, I think I'm in favor of the.
But some George and other members of the Parliament, I can say, Parliament is equally an institution on its own, just like Supreme Court and that of the Executive. Parliament mean go Supreme Court say. Ada na mokura motena cases so a case ni bo ho a mo delay sa e ba ya no ma fa chire mo ye. Ada na mo style of choosing justices for the courts some way. If the Parliament cannot tell Supreme Court say this number of cases, more facilitating at this point, when you and I clearly know some of these things breaches the fundamental human rights of the people. Every case is bailable by Supreme Court. But the same Supreme Court in the court, finding guilty, but I'm finding kotum etine police force or investigation in a clear case of Sabranti Oliver. Now you see every offense is bailable until you are proven guilty. You see one concorda fiase. Parliament make an choice idea na we a breach of. Why then you go and tell Parliament to say the momo ya hono mumunye A B C or D? Is it no interference?
You see all kind of doctrines of separation of powers. That's no more. You see these are theoretical issues. Say obi believe say executive war the to me. Parliament or legislature on it to me, and I judiciary is on it to me. And you know, though sometimes me intersect. That is how come some of the system will say will be a legislature at the same time play executive role. So there are theories now just say, like you are saying, say we are separate identity and let's say judicial review. Why would the judiciary, which is a separate was set to me to determine the works of the executive and the legislature and to give set orders? But that's theoretical. But the point is, in American say, your constitution, the ultimate in the country, I can't clearly the role of all these departments and what the Supreme Court is supposed to do. If you have a problem with that, fine. But the constitution is clear on it.
The constitution is clear on it.
About the bailable issues, like I was saying, say every offense is bailable, but every case is meritorious. So based on the merit of the case, and our court will take a decision either to bail or not to bail.
Me akosu abino 8 meritorious and the keka onyina the bri and so it simply means say asembia no yedino said asem no exactly. Mamenko owura asepaso de dia meko owura asepaso say Mr. Thompson, this is a case where Parliament Speaker Honorable Alban Kingsford Sumani Gbamen watutu bia mane President of the Republic President Akwa make comments on the matter that was ruled. This is what it said. I said President's comment is myopic and unfortunate. The word myopic there, and say as an argument, President, and people say it's very harsh. I said the President's comment is myopic and unfortunate. It only goes to worsen the exorcism between the executive and Parliament. Mr. President, the issue being discussed is not about Parliament being above the law. Everyone knows Parliament is not above the law. The executive and the judiciary are equally not above the law. The issue being discussed is political question doctrine.
The political question doctrine.
It took centuries to detail out the strands of doctrine, and the principles are settled as to when and how this closed book could be opened. Where a urban case for Smani Babu Nadia, what to money a president of the republic. What is your comment on it?
Your Okatakie Bedasi, I've been chair for
Joso.
And I no pay. Okatakie, the first time I heard the president speak on this subject, the Supreme Court judgment, in fact, the anger and the disappointment I felt, perhaps is compared to what the Speaker of Parliament was feeling when he was writing the statement we just read. Because I also had the same impression that really is this president a lawyer? Okatakie, you see, Oko Law School, one of the first cases you will learn under constitutional law, a case you be your friend Marbury and Madison. This was a landmark U.S. Supreme Court constitutional law case. Those times, an outgoing president, appointed judge. Na krata, I was a dema judge, you know, went to me and found mano and sana all handy over. New president, you know, because on the transition period, said the Ghana Hayeno on the 6th of January.
That's what it to me, Maba.
Yes, into midnight appointment, nibi, into president, nibi free power, no, and no appointed judge, no. Na krata also the my judge, no, not judge, need to me take office, no. Or meant me and farm, no, and handle power overpower the next day. New president, nearby, no, and also the attorney general, or appointing the new attorney general, Madison. Now Madison said, "Oh, appointment letter no, and William Marbury because they were against the appointment. But the guy has been appointed by the outgoing president. He has signed Kratano, so all they have to do is to just deliver Kratano. Until William Marbury court says the U.S. Supreme Court should issue what we call a mandamus.
Writ of mandamus.
Yes, to compel
forcing them to
the attorney general to release the appointment letter to William Marbury. Assembly court, no, the then Attorney General, the then Chief Justice Marshall, was studied the case very carefully, and he realized, said, no, this case is not as simple as everybody is looking at it, and it could bring a huge problem, because one, so me really say, Chief Attorney General Marbury, enfa chinchina onfa appointment letter no a friend is Attorney General Madison. Me really say, Chinchina, a buy no fa appointment letter no ma William Marbury. A ban bit may ignore Supreme Court judgment. Supreme Court into me, a ban could see a ban of Chinchina for Crata for appointment letter no ma Emma Abrantiano. And that judgment could have been ignored, and that will undermine the authority of the judiciary.
Supreme Court.
So, Omu really so Emma William Marbury so. Sorry, I'm really my buying so.
Yeah.
Now, some rejected mandamus no so. The Supreme Court was in bed with a bino, and that is why they have rejected the mandamus. So, the Supreme Court came up with a plan, a strategy to resolve this conflict in a way that they can satisfy the guy, William Marbury, and also preserve the integrity of the judiciary.
Okay.
And offer this particular, I'm citing this case because it presented a similar situation to the Supreme Court. Say one, so Supreme Court really say a deputy speaker can preside and vote. Supreme Court cannot go to the floor of Parliament to enforce that judgment. They can't. The members
but in their case, they equally made that argument. They equally made. The case, you know, judgment. The Supreme Court goes ahead to say, in view of the foregoing, we are compelled by the Constitution to hold that the Speaker or person presiding does not lose the right, the Deputy Speaker, Deputy Speaker or person presiding does not lose the right to vote and when they are presiding over the proceedings of Parliament. It must be emphasized, however, that the procedural and or operational rules to practicalize the protection of this constitutional right in a member presiding in the absence of the speaker and his or her duty to represent his or her constituent in the vote decision matters. Okay, all it's trying to say is that Parliament may achieve this by amending its orders or adopting parliamentary practices to give effect to the constitutional imperative.
Exactly. So until Parliament amends their standing orders, and he said that you cannot force a deputy speaker to vote.
Okay.
Again, who is going to achieve that? The Supreme Court cannot force the Speaker of Parliament to amend their standing orders because Parliament is a master of their own procedure, as stated in 2-4 and Attorney General. This judgment could pass as an unenforceable judgment, and that could undermine the authority of the Supreme Court. Again, the Supreme Court should have been very careful. Again, the Supreme Court should also have been mindful. Supreme Court now saying intitimony tension our Parliament say nanka in their judgment they should have adopted a more reconciliatory approach in trying to resolve this crisis. But Okatakie mate a lawyer for be free judgment about almost started Casa and be teaming so and they are all basing their argument on one simple maxim of interpretation, which is the maxim of expressio unis es exclusio alteros.
As I say, Latin words expressio uni el expressio dia la cura. As I say,
the asset shine said Brofon was saying if something is expressly mentioned, it excludes all other things. Not just say you bought idea bakudia. Not just say idea constitution no emphasize idea for frubia and kahu in the movie. That is how to interpret. I haven't.
I will read the judgment carefully. Mono dia will read the.
I think I had so many things to raise when you were speaking, but I was fine. No. Allow me. Let's have a fair discussion. Okay. Now they are all basing the argument on this Latin maxim say because under Article 102 they made mention that a quorum of Parliament, apart from the person presiding, shall be 1/3 of all the members of Parliament. And 104 did not expressly mention apart from the one presiding. That means the Constitution, the framers of the Constitution, did not want to exclude the person presiding from voting or forming part of a quorum. And that is how they are using the Latin maxim, the expressio unis as exclusio alteros, to justify this judgment. But these people are forgetting, in law, there is something called drafting,
which can be said in tree.
Yeah. If we be drafting, said you see constitution. Now, one more constitution because the constitution a book now
right.
And you want me repeat it bia. And the opening clause could set up the foundation for the subsidiary provision. The constitution should be read as a whole document because some of the provisions are interdependent on each other. A generation, it is no accident, Article 102 came before 104.
Right.
Because what the Kakacho say, and Article 102 said, a quorum of Parliament, apart from the person presiding, shall be 1/3 of all members of Parliament. Now, wouldn't the quorum here? The quorum is to conduct business, right?
Right.
No vote can arise in Parliament until
Yenya quorum.
Yenya quorum to conduct business.
No, me akoso no ye ka quorum no anaje se ye kire se nipa do a betimi ahia ama adwuma akoso wo Parliament. Parliament no just 1/3 of the people. Ye chemu nipa miensa.
Apart from the person presiding. Enti I was a Parliament dey kan tenase. A form quorum to conduct business. And sana the matter of a vote can arise. Article 104 is dependent on Article 102. Once 102 has set the basis, 104, there was no need for the framers of the Constitution to have repeated the word apart from the one presiding because that has been expressly said in 102. And that is
subject 4 to 2.
Minia.
104 is not subject to 1.
No, woman pet. Gofiagra. How by all depend by good diary by. Chro points na
allow me.
2 minutes of first remember.
You see, Minia. The frame, what they are saying, they said the Supreme Court is in saying what they are saying in their judgment. They say the framers of the Constitution should have been more repetitive. That's how I'm catch to be a young say where they can catch 1 or 2 say before Parliament bet my tenacino. I just only 1/3 apart from the one presiding. And to a more tenacity we are not a vote rise here and no you need no young kind because they had the envisaged say Parliament tenacity or one for we need to make PAP. It's a PAP near better by and kind be only when the Pado at ho said the baby take a decision. What's the known constitution and case apart from the one presiding in tea? What's a constitution did not want to exclude them. That is extremely disingenuous and a narrow sense of interpretation. Finally, in Okatakie, the young fat constitutional gymnastics win and let's come to common sense. Because
which all law emanates
from common sense. And no ubia betiase. So they say Parliament tenase. Speaker niho. First Deputy Speaker niho. Second Deputy Speaker na tina kunyem. Ena a matter of vote RIC. Ya call for division. Division so you say nyina majority for sore ko ha na minority for sore akoha na ya head count no bia ato naba na ehunu which party won. At the time second Deputy Speaker na all presiding no ebe sore so okoto naba. Who is going to sit in the chair?
Who does the Constitution say?
Me. Oh, please.
I'm not giving you an answer. Just a second.
By the time I will not allow time for rebuttal.
No. Write it down, please. See,
1 minute never see me.
Okay, time my second Deputy Speaker no best sorry so okoto naba because when you call for a division nobody sits down to vote. Say your voice vote. Now say obi raise a call for a division. Nobody sits down.
That's all baby who belong.
Sorry in the House of Commons UK the UK Parliament now. And look at omo dan omo ko wrem. Majority for ka na ma no obi akore na ya counting. What you say? But yan ha ye ni bi. Enti we mu sori ko ha na we mu sori ko ha. At the time your akunyem num ebe sori so ono so ekoto na.
Because the akunyem strategically baby oti no oti middle of the house.
It won't tina hon.
So it mean to enter on to aba. Yeah, okay.
It won't tina hon to aba. Especially when there's what happens when there's a secret ballot? If the voting is a secret ballot.
Oba sorry if you
a secret ballot any so be hunu aba woto. E so the fra akunyem beto aba. Time obe sorry so obeto aba no. Why na betina akunyem ma preside over the house? That's the first question. 2, can any parliamentary business go on without a speaker sitting in the chair? Read the Constitution. Okay, where are your questions? Ora, Mensa Thompson. Ebusa, or say, can any parliamentary lawyer for no, Mr. Mewo lawyer ni Dennis Ajejumo, we Chorobra. Question Ubusa ye na ye Kofi Agra so be na no but gina me I just want to asoro dey for aka ti dey dey nka ye pa fasi afra dey kamada na so meka kakra you see mamenfa mo fidi kesi na mencha Ghana 24 titiri ne omomode omo abese traders advocacy group na menuanom so amene omahia mencha omo Yabedu Hanum nyina because of 220. Yeah, what NDC, any MPP form. Nyina they should bow their heads in shame. I didn't make us. How on earth? And I ever talk about 2020 election. And I walk at the Chibi share on come say MPP beat me winning hoya. Kabejedi. David. Yeah, ever talk about and the winner and come saying no shell and come say. NDC bit me wini wenchia nkabegiedi oh nsanema we see nyina they will not learn na say MPP for so mo ye polling station so when yes aye e be do NDC for so the same thing will happen they will not learn eye nkrofo na mudi omo so
Sankrofo na mudi omo so no the way ba o se nipa we de ne be ye mpe no
chinchinanche
enam se tumi ni ye mu nipa ne ahantan inti no ye ne yetenkran
ye de we ba ko show mo mene
nya upo nya umpe no ye si we na mo mfa no nko inti senka sata mo mu du wenchi ni e ka cho sa papa ya mo de ne be omo number yempe no we ni ese yepe omo se da ama se as one to bravo
ai
say ye kan omo ye secret ballot ya ye trust I want to bravo want me ballot to be
yeah
ye kasa want to bravo want me nye bi hwe me de nka ebeye me desen ko mbesua bibie free hwe God in his own wisdom hwe say ya to aba 137
Esida.
Oba man mu 2020. Unza man o parliament no muche.
2020.
Yes. NDC was 20, MPP was 20.
Yeah, that's true.
So nature in its own wisdom. So we should come together and
do it. Say any ayati ha no mu nyine. Say ye na be NDC be MPP. Na ye pen say Ghana be. Why never power? Na die nyina ne se me de me ba ma me manfo nwa kire wo president ben ye nya na ye be nya na ono de ne oba power ne de ne se me be ye ne ma me manfo nwa kire e bi ni wo sa
e ku for dem se na net
me de me nyi ni da se president bi e be ba power se me de me ba se me be ma me manfo nwa kire wo de me se me kan se ye ntra se o man he we me say enye nwanwa so mbesa dey politics na ye ready for your train home political party a wunim na besa abade dollar cedi eba abaye politics and a fuel price
oh are they
now to mum you know my fail fuel price and God is teaching us something but they will not learn. That's right. They will come back to do the same thing. NDC MPP ne start omo de petrol politics omo ba ye ko fuma na e ko soro NDC ye bi omo ba ye ko fuma na e ko soro enunti edwadifo any timamufo na hu se ye woni ma bi won ma ye mfa nya politics me parliament we on na me de se de o ka se ti o ntimi mfra o
dabi o ma agom ho no
speaker na you know where's in the
myopic I say president
it is a mitidwom na so musu bu atan bi na me ka say speaker paasa ma o ka myopic obetima frame obetimi hwe de odi akire esua de odi kan nante.
Is it not the case sir Sankiyanya 137 here with one year independent who happens to be MPP member some time ago now your president here Sabin previous so what tenase adwene kwachiri ehunu say ade we kura nke bi nsida me pension na see we've been calling as a nation say winner takes all attitude is something that abo mine form for 30 years your last hope on your etike Akufo is it not the time to unite the nation rather than this as a posture I will fight my way through instead of bringing everybody concern. They're more friend of consensus. So yeah, I'm coming from consensus.
Baby, I'm not able to say. And can you see your point say? A beer, send me a yanko my election a coin. Ministry we 5. Monje, Munfa Moncroft Omra. Yen more appointment. Na yen she ha, mi so nyina na de bi empire me bone say. Say NDC we need power. MPP we need parliament. So MPP we need power. NDC we need parliament.
So they can check each other.
Yes. Nemum near air cost we there. Master Samadrin. You be we need power. We need parliament. Because how on earth? And I say mercy. Yeah. Now you talk. You can't talk about parliament. You can't blade your parliament. You pay a kunya parliament.
And you see, it's baby.
Yes,
even
no. Ya no ni adia sa wo ya then wo ka che Nyankopon so onim nyansa enu tire nyame ma ye nyina wo ma obi adwen no eti last mete shop akwa bi kuta ade ba akwa michiri no odi aba oh bia mpacho sampa bo we menya bi ade nti na wo pe we bia me hunso obi hye God gave you a mind of your own etu so ade na obi aye na eye wo fe no wo so ye bibi ebe ye obi fe eti nkedi ade oh ene mi nuanom ebi a ministry we 1 2 3 4 5 NDC4 mumfa nkofo mra CPP ye mamo be 2 na ye nyina ye ntrase ni mu ma we hu se apart from Ghana any baby akọ na so winner takes all enu ti obi nim bia wowo ade nti ni akoto aba obi anya 5 million out of 5 million ni nyansa ni ba kokra wo ya to aba obi anya 137 of parliament obi anya se ni ba kokra nim eni eto na ye hu se enya hwede wiase ko ebeto mire bi no obi onukra ne de odi ne nso no ama obi etinia Ghana eko sese ne yentena se na emi wanwa se time ada mani ji wo mi wiase pa ne se ada ye speaker right honorable Abangbabe sana dwene mani ji identity mani ji because wo obi a onni obi a na wa che o parliament etina mi free say sa ye ko ye nim ne de enkoye o de bibia pepa bia na o de aba o de ba ya na pass e be ya de a ye be hwemu yi ni ye wo de do kra to ba bia no kra da na onim esi den na wa ba parliament ye be start process o midway me ba o me jonso abo sa na dem ti o
no but that wasn't what happened.
Yes,
what happened was speaker kwatena ase from anopa na unkrofo yi de meba me kire MPP fo wa mo de na ye titi ani bo am yan kan kwese de tie wa mo de meba kopo na djube no nsia na otwese ye twese ye benya eye proper quorum ansa ne aba ana speaker so otimi ntina wa ma de enche okoye no gya na chima but my point right now has to do with the approach of the presidency as well. When you have such a hung parliament, President Asebio nka wotena sitimi sunda ye hunu say we should move a nation. Don't forget say ADAC ABC 1981 Liman time. Liman ye turn a budget to twene a leader there at some point you need to retreat and bring everybody together. What's your majority in parliament there? Now so makwana si reject here. I'm not going to push it down, bring all of them together. You go back to the drawing board. Why is the president not asking for consensus? Say NDC, MPP, please, let's all come back to the drawing board. Now, yenye di betimi aboa o mine. Why is he not taking that approach? Now, as a person or bulldozing the way through unnecessary.
No, na make us say. Says how no de call or parliamentary elections na enu omuni. He, baby o mine kono. Enye sa 90s. Amemuni bi na betimi abuni this time. Enu nti ye nyina ye ntena se ena na me ka kire o say. E say ne beto aba na nipa 5 million. E beto akọ one side. Now, was out of that fight, we need
there should be any representation from there.
I mean, it's now him. We are moving. Abuan, a son and I this one, a son in Za, a son in Nisun. Watchana, table is a pet. And we didn't last. Nanka me suggest to say. See, be a young yet to her. Not DC, MPP to her. Your 2 bedroom. MPP in the say, oh, said the air I know, say, yeah. Now, co position, you know. Voice na your 2 bedroom more kind. Yeah, watch them. Then think I net the honors so case. Only say your 2 bedroom one. Mamma can say with a members. Only say your 2 bedroom one. Omo mudi kan hu pa ayo omo position.
And they say a fact of a politics.
Omo to.
Okay. It's so more about Mudia.
Now, more about Mudia, you're too put to a moment because I don't know or the Koha, Mochia, near Bogum, into Petruno, or Niminabon, I businessmen and women there. Petronibon, there be I just to say about economy.
Yeah, about economy. So it's my comrade. Aha, Abrana so on TV XYZ. Now, my was a Kofi Agra percent or making rebata be. But my main car was said to pay caps is to pay no intimate. Idea be to pay what Chiri Bremo, what Chirin Kasei, Bibia Ama Uti, ya Osiatike, Wajonku, uhenu eya oyadia ene to pain ointment to pain capsules ana uhia na Solak mixture no so eboa esiesie ema no muhehe ni he uzigizaganim eboa etotae ho ema eye sebio Kofi Agramoba na wombehunu ho na womutimi etena mensa tom sisi wompede wo ya na ne huni ehwewiem we dabi wo pese hosiesie hwehwehwem kama na ubetimi anya ne hwehwehwem a eye nkrodo so bia anya ho a eye tupe ayi Solak mixture mema nsu bin se som boxes bema ba ku benkatachi utimi hye boxes ba ku no ohwiato eji obeye na dwuba nkrodo so mampele agu ni se ya atwom ade nyina ho ayekuro no de saa mai wo pese eja woye na wodwi dabi wo bema anu hia Solak mixture ade ne dia ya pa ne se asati ama wo na nso ade intimi mpagya betimi atweno se moja kakra emfantire bentire nyina mu asisi enu no hia eye zipman capsules na panyan wate de ejikope zipman capsules obi o nso a panyan obete de na nso ntimi nko abo a your friend the low sperm count no kokope bi zipman capsules Prostafet nso babo amu adwon so boko wo nyina wo ko anim no na odwon so twa na yemre. What you need is Prostafet capsules. For Dr. Solomon, 0245 616 028 616 028. No, Dr. Solomon Adaroma Ubeyami. Yamra back to the studio. Very quick one, just 1 minute, Rebata.
So answer me Rebata no. Me you are penny cars and be a person for super about the fact that it's a current parliament way. So one who say this current parliament is a unique parliament. We are not going to go anywhere.
Is it not the president who is because also not taking advantage?
In both ways.
No, I believe he is the leader of the nation.
Post channel say,
okay,
like I said, if you not take that you are a constitutional issue anyway, say, a bind with power, will do everything possible.
Okay.
Why are we not reasoning say? Who
should you blame? Akufo-Addo should be blamed.
No,
it's a case where President Kojina Eye Kumase, Yankasi our majority in parliament. You see our majority group. If you are a leader, imagine Kofi Agra. 1 second. Imagine President Akufo-Addo mounts a stage one evening, sit in front of the people, speak to Ghana for say, baby I bedru aso minor. Enye MPP sem, enye NDC sem, or mine who here. We must move this nation forward into Mesere Parliament. Everybody should be sober. Look, when they were forming America, learned people sat down, said all states must come together. One of them told them, said, gentlemen, all of us here, but let us be sober a bit and reflect. Said, for a common good. So hasn't the president seen say obetimi agina manfo na why is he taking a posture of side say I will bulldoze my way through? Why?
What president?
Why does he want to bulldoze his way through?
In a certain way to calm down. But what I'm saying is that parliament it's as simple say they should know. This is the first time I tested parliament. All these issues say by this is Article 104 102 Bianca wants them. Because anytime you go, the majority has its way. You have your say and nothing happens. But this time, and this so they should learn from this. It's as simple as I just idea. That kind of adversarial thing now over the years, NDC and BBT, these boundary operations. Now if you say, I don't know the day, about nation. That's the first question. Number
so
two,
somebody should do something about it.
You see,
I asked the president a question one day. Say, it looks like a Nyoma Obama Kufa the Somra Mayeno. Are the things one he doesn't need money to do, and two, he's not focusing on. Ghana for bread with this winner takes all attitude. The time has come. Nature itself has presented an opportunity. Mawo, as a leader, say you could unite the nation and move forward. But still, you want to take this posture of I am a Akufo-Addo and my MPP is majority in parliament. So we will bulldoze our way through instead of calling everybody to sit on a round table.
Well, that's why sometimes a bad issue of constitutional matters are those one we can discuss it. But the point I'm making is say parliament has a duty also to show leadership.
Okay.
Yeah, they have a duty. And we are a whole house on its own. And we are an arm of government. And they have a leader. They should show leadership. Number two, me ban me case. Few minutes. Rebata constitution now. Or society medicine as a Marbury. All these things are persuasive. I mean, I don't know. We are a sovereign nation. even the common law, who share the way it may apply, who share judgment we are, you see that the Supreme Court rely on so many or citing common law cases. The point I'm making is, Electoral Commission, say Abunu court at the point in time. Supreme Court might order to Electoral Commission about passport. You cannot tell me that Supreme Court instructions and orders now, according to Article 2.1, over 2, 3, and 4. No, you do what you like. You have to obey 1 year. It's a high crime. Whether you adopt one procedure or not, you have to obey the orders. Who say Papa no vote during the budget time? No, what's the name? Joe Wise, no, or vote on. He said, "Add my vote." Yes, sir. He mentioned himself and said that he's the MP for his constituency, and his vote should be added. The key issue is, I don't know, whatever procedure you adopt, what Supreme Court has said regarding the interpretation, you have to go by it. And to whatever we say, and the Supreme Court 7-0. Are you getting my point? Master, Supreme Court they are not, whether they are appointed by NDC or MPP, whatever they say becomes law, and students will read it one. They say, they use the law and give judgment.
Okay.
7-0 is an emphatic judgment. You can disagree with them.
1 minute.
But you cannot bastardize them.
Nobody is bastardizing the Supreme Court.
A lot of people are doing everything.
No, Omunyan bastardizing.
Don't say that to nobody is bastardizing. And you see, the argument that you are making, I mean, you shouldn't have gone there. Because, of course, all the arguments that we are making here are not, they are persuasive arguments that we are making.
Moti brofu me wa menso akusu ability
ni me pa che ni say eno mani bi wa persuasive we the
yes ya dwen de kire
arguments na you make no enye say asema omi
o ko bi aga kasa o kasa wati ya dabi it's law ya mtere o kasa wati ya wanga church dabi ya mtere ko kasa wa kasa bi wa ma kasa bi
you see argument na yin na you making a persuasive argument what you say and I make us say situation the Supreme Court of the United States was confronted with in the case of Marbury and Madison was a similar situation that the Supreme Court was caught in, because judgment by won't say and the Supreme Court is in bed with the government. Won't say yes, you see, and these are some of the things that the Supreme Court should also have been very mindful of. Your friends, the public perception. And judgments in the Supreme Court or Bano are for at least for the last 3 or 4 years, judgments in the Supreme Court, especially in the political cases, are unanimous judgments. A hard journey, especially for academic study of the law. In most of the cases, Riakoto to 4, there were some dissents. At least the dissenting opinion enriching the debate. And we must say, judge and song in all the political cases.
Is it not the case, Ebia, in some so in some no clearly,
you see, Minia, don't do that.
Kasa,
you see, these cases are our political
tones,
and I say our political interest, because what your friends just Abdullah took to court was something that happened in Parliament. Parliament, we have two sides, the NPP and NDC. So the two parties had an interest in. Also now crowd here.
Could that not be the case when this would have filed for amicus brief and said that we are interested?
Of course,
which they didn't go.
Of course, they could have. You see, but then again, you see, the problem I think say could have confronted the NDC and they said there is no provision in this constitution which the order of the Supreme Court currently violates or contradicts in this constitution. The standing orders of Parliament, there is no provision, the standing orders which does not allow a deputy speaker to vote in this constitution that it violates. No. Me point to any provision in this constitution which the standing orders of Parliament which does not allow the deputy speaker to vote violates in this constitution.
So what was the essence of
Minia. There is no provision. Until we say one provision now, you react.
So what's the essence? I'm not a Supreme Court.
Minia.
Okay,
allow me. Don't do that.
You
see, once there is no provisional judgment, no. In fact, your friends, the person could have gone to court only because of what happened on the floor of Parliament. Now the Supreme Court has given an order. Now, as to whether Parliament is going to obey, the Supreme Court says Parliament should amend their standard.
You are talking about the parliamentarians came there because of the
No, you two, you can do that. No, you can't interject me. I'm the one speaking. You can't interject me. Write your points down. Write your points down. Don't disrespect our viewers. Don't disrespect our viewers. You are not the only sensible person here. Write it down. No, write it down. I'm saying write it down. Write it down. What are you doing? Don't disrespect our viewers. No, shut up and let me speak. You can do that. Yes, shut up and let me speak. I said shut up.
No.
Shut up.
Hold on.
What is this?
Kofi, you are interjecting.
You can't do that. Write it down. Write it down.
And so you write the dangerous point down.
Write it down. You can't.
Because you are inviting us to a situation where you want our legislators to be lawless.
Okay, gentlemen. Points were made. Let me move on. Mami reading messages. I say, how can you deny an MP from original duty of representing his constituents because he is a mere deputy speaker? Eric Ajenkusi. Me reading kofon. Mebacho Kofi Jai. Kofi wo de oya me reading kofon comment. Eric Ajenkusi. I say, how can you deny an MP from original duty of representing his constituents because he is a mere deputy speaker? Kofi, one point which everybody is not looking at, they say, oh, you're deputy speaker, it elevates you a little bit above your mere position of being an MP. That is why Ochina says, speaker, no one about Tenemua, Obet Mia tell Yonko MP say, you, I won't let you talk. You, I will let you talk because at the end of the day, you have moved from being a member of parliament to just the one who occupies the seat. Again, it comes with certain privileges. Privileges in the say o kwan for mena kwan ye ya o kwotene mu a wutimi call whoever to come and answer question. What can say koye for mena kwan no. At that time you were the speaker giving orders. It is a privileges way bar. Then your constituents must equally know say where privileges will come with that position as a deputy speaker of parliament. It also comes with a year near maybe I wouldn't mean into your 1 year and ye. Now, Okatakie, please tell the traders man that I said he's an MPP man. True and true. That is how he speaks like all of them are the same. Randolph MPP man. I'm in Ghana for. I'm
not somebody you can bully. So you know.
Oh, 1, 2, 3. With all due respect, I don't understand the point of the trader. Please ask him, is he blaming the problems of the parliament? He should analyze his point clear. Jamali Yunus, I don't know which part. His point was very clear, made. Okay, please stop inviting guests who are affiliated to political parties, NBP and NDC. None of them here has the portfolio. But the point has to do with diverse views. They are or my different. The fact that arguments now call in favor of you, does not mean say obey. They have diverse views. Maybe medical catcher move probably say me MPP ni what MPP bearing card. But as someone said the tia my mesanam cano. Yankon Solak and Chamra Yaba. And before Yabako, the true state of the economy traders union will be here. Abran also on TVXYZ and Kobebia.
You Okatakie me dasepa mamintia ahefo nyina enso biem. No Okatakie ye ne ye hwe prostate enlargement. Okatakie ye ta ka prostate bebrebe na prostate na ye ka no de ade. Prostate na ye ka na nkasa gland. Na ye ko science mu a ade a wochi mu nsuo ana opu nsuo ba na so gland. Na prostate na nkasa no emema nkwa na prostate gland man bi. Na yes ono wochi mu nsuo white na ebefra konkonti ba na sperm cell no man form semen. In other words, ono wochi mu nsuo na sebe swimming pool a spermatozoa na sperm edware wo mu every bema ho ekoba ho nyinsia ba abra ware fo hia. Na ne wiase oba nyina na se ono ne how pie miensa. Edin kan de the prostate enlargement. Se aye kese a che de se nkeye. 2 aye prostate infection. Se bacteria bi abetna mu edidi num gya de nya gumu. 3 aye prostate cancer. Se ni su no asesa aye bi foforo. Na Okatakie and yan kan hwe prostate enlargement no. Yan hwe se de ho sunsun so setie. Prostate enlargement na nka Okatakie no ne causes na ye biensa. Edin kan is got to do with age edin nam. I'm yet to see 19 years boy out the prostate enlarge. Yeah, the body you nyam. DNA yin esesa ema prostate enlarge with age. On say 7 paso grant here bono katachi. Enka average the whole world kwa mo crank twice a week. I ka midweek, no bo weekends. Na more na wo bo na process ni nsu na wo use na process na ni age. But you mother they say bra yen 40 enko 50 no na drop be once a week and now 1 in 2 weeks. 50 to say crampo na could be 1 in 2 months and now 1 in 3 months. E basa process ni eye nsuo ne ba na tata ho ache na ye news no na akwa so de nsuo aka bara na ankro mo we time na agene ane mo ayetro. You mother they say enna e di kind ma process enlarge with age. To me to Ghana for me nyina afo ene mare nyina afo se owura oye ho ade nko ade a mani mieja mo ne ye bieja no na process nsuo ne ye yusu no na ni age pa. 2 eye nema eye like open rich make fruit and vegetables me nkokɔ no. Fresh tomatoes ebi wom, carrots ebi wom, grapes ebi wom, watermelon ebi wom, onions ebi wom. Anke say yes if you try a salad near the kind diet ho anopa ni be ka ho lunch e be ka ho supper be ka ho. Ghana for me man so nya time oni. Ona che me say asem si me ko restaurant bi na abranti bi ba wa je na chicken apayas. Akwa ne nsegu ne bono. Na mo ya slice fresh onions kakra, ya slice tomatoes kakra, e dey ka ho. O ma focus so nwa check what do you mean? Wait, come here. I don't cast me ya ponchi ana. Me wan ke can say about the medicine department.
Before you back to the studio, the state of the economy. And they may analysis and nano Emma Yehunu said now we are Ghana near last year March at the rate of 5.2 Ghana cedi per dollar. Now 50,000 eda your economy bank mufanya hwe. And then no kasana sikana depreciated by 24,996. Now come the draw whiteboard the BCA a calculation. The rate of the dollar fuel anyone says ora the what permanent.
Well, I'm saying near my suffer free year they start say kakra. Me cause to politicians for say to be onoma kasa bi ohonoma omunyai ene woni me bi ohonoma eniko so me dey politics bi try ye beto no ye be di Christmas last year na dollar was around 6.4 or 6.5 see amene o kase say ye be di Christmas ena na me here 640,000 Ghana cedis e dey $100,000 and then me here more than
790,000. Yes, 790,000. 7.9. Yes. Enra me $100.
And unti ama say businessmen and women every blessed day we are losing money.
Yes.
Now your uncle for phobia you see ye say nyina no mo kan.
Amwa.
Sanko for no captain the vice president.
Why are Dr. Bomia?
Enipa oda go post no governor Bank of Ghana.
Adese.
And near obo 5 no.
Midfield no.
Center back no.
Okay.
Ono your finance minister.
Ofoyata.
Na near all strike ura IGP Dampare.
Are
Obi webusa me say adentina sika echo depreciation of the cedi say na me the IGP bem mamini can't IGP the any free me the IGP bem because mami musa black market legal na illegal
illegal
good it is obi to me treat you ono atwa ni video ka cannot be to Facebook ni e channel now obi eti ejom ubeko zongo lane ubeko okanshi ubeko tudu ubeko alaba ubeko market circle ubeko sunyan commercial bank nechi ho encrofort ho no mo SSK even airport airport unye yase
osi airport police station nima police station chewa yase $100 on chewa na police station in chen encrofort was $100
na IGP otu ho no mo say uhu saade we ya na dey ne opeso ka kire
maybe it's not a government policy. Government doesn't support it because government them say be or touch or more economy ni nyina abedwere gasa microphone the best seske nyina free mo. So he doesn't want to touch them.
Na government policy ni say ebia artists be misbehave on koche. You see, sir, and I'm you seek equity, we come with clearance. Oh, yeah, dear, in totality. And yes, we are so ama mansa beni mention ya jubi ba de onko. Hwe me no ti se akoto dua. Ya duo no ma ho mache for. Enkrofo otwe Ghana ya dollar e the neighboring countries.
That's true.
Now your countries are or West Africa countries are almost banks wa ha. Who you Ghanaian businessman I will say with them. They can never give you won't get dollar there. Anytime you ask of dollar, they don't have. $80 in a Bank of Ghana, them are fine. And you think I'm the IGP, a bear mono. After IGP, no company baby. Sure. You are penny baum. His Excellency the Vice President. Saint here before a tag, ye the press release Babon, they say, also Casa. And they say, a dready Nibia or a Riasibia, a year idea friendly projections. You ever started the year 2021? Maybe project is a very no, maybe $1 no, $6.5. It's minimum me cover na me calculations by ma meti me aton na me retail na wholesale no minimum bu na me de bechi. 2022 me ya ma say answer na yebedu December there na dollar na do 7. Na dollar na do 7 na say first quarter kra nwie na dollar na yako 8 dia.
Yes sir yako edru ho anisa.
Asem do kan obi to suma wa na ede.
Oh edru ho anisa because as adenra dollar ekoye 1 2 3 be 3 times yesterday.
And I'm Mrs.
Oh, I know. Let me receipt. Oh, I
know me a transfer. Let me receipt.
I'm a son, no better.
I know. You're starting no anopa. You're starting no anopa. Nay, baby, is 6 7. No 7 6 5 7 8. Maybe a 7 6 5. Mini papa ko frame also 7 7 5. Bra pa you. And you are 7 8 5. You see, and Omra Bonte no mo country Ghana reserves. Se bibi na akot montwe bi mra. Wo mo twe ba wo mo abesa to e de akọ. Wo mo ani papa ne fo ye di man so yi. Wo mo beto de akọ akogu wo mo bank account mu wo eye Switzerland. Ene de ekeka ho. Wo mo ana to. Wo mo a. Okay. And I know ba ko bi prime minister bi a ye nim no. Na yeso a yesi a yesi so bre mo obi ade. Yeso a yesi a yesi. £1 million bi anga FM ko UK. Yes stop it no. Ya stop it na nka asama ba. One more than 20 people for no. It being the leader of economic management team, I think it's about time. Obitimbe such the business community. Why, Dr. Bomia? Yes. Or Chamber can 2024? No. Ebedu and I too late. Now, saying here, finance minister, Onusudi woman say, Share your TV XYZ. Now, say, LPM Zamoye. You see, China every Tuesday. Ebi amone me nimu didwa masoma me marketing officer se bia omra na o meye enquiries amaso na de ye manager amfa rate my entitwen the various port of entry every Tuesday na rate yeah the duty echo how enti I don't know say we here PhD ansa na yetimi ehun say yam peg side we quarterly and I have a yearly and annually say a be a 50 January the end of March. Ya peg dollar be a 6.8. Yeah, a duty. Yeah, about boy dreading na okofa niema aba ama na ye projection say and niema ya make off bay. Say me ba na say me duty ye say ya they work dollar 6.8. Decide your finance minister on doing it. Sadie we ya dia dia finance minister ntimi nya my 24. Ya kasa asem we every day bia ye benya opportunity no mbehie bia ya kasa asem we. Ya yes sadie we even psychologically e beti mama dollar no kwa den aba form kakra. E no so omonye. So bia nim say projection ne ye 6.8 on pre no nkoto bi nwo. Ye je nkrofo pre nkoto bi nwo ne say wonim say dollar ne kosoro. Ni sika e devalue. Now wonim say last year made 460,000 kokra cars eba Ghana.
Asad me no kase sembesem ko kra the same car seba. I need about 680,000. That means sikana me ko ni ko kra car ne ba yemfa so amenya ye kra no. Esa me sa ko bobosia ebe kan won ansan metnya. Which country is this?
Madam would be jamming 250,000 Ghana cedis. Say, oh, to Kwayamba. And I'm so, and a dear, Yamiado, and I'm a Juma Yintino. Minimum investment be a so the tumor, at least we 20%. It's here, Vancotum. Now, why not? Who can you catch him? I don't know how many fans are Orlando. Or so, or here more financial institution.
What's say? Okay, okay, my problem about and Chereho. There will be a problem.
T.
There will be a problem.
Sure.
But say you're born in a member see a bit Ghana for and Ghana buying one, My mental calculations be. Okay, 250,000. Say 460,000 one, me the quack cast by and person ranting you my Some me the $2 to what. At that time, the dollar was 5.2 last year. Now, made the 460,000 to $1 to what? Now the dollar is 7.8 this year.
Almost double of your money.
Almost double of my money. 460,000, can 660,000 Ghana cedi in a year. A profit of 200,000. Profit in a year. So, mismanage of the economy by Baumia. And now I'm going for Yajmo. No,
that is what is happening.
Yes. Cause of manage economy.
And no push inflation. We call it demand pull inflation because there's no productivity.
So I say,
and I'm chini am $1 and I'm chini
oh yeah, but when you make sure when you be heart. Oh, ain't ni I can say. Oh, say your status are doing na dey make ya person Ghana me twin adwin gina so ne say. Ye nyina ye wo man mu. E be ye den pa say ye ne ye pa na ye wa he. Wo ma obi blades of venture obi betimi di atwa. Ghana ye nte sa. Hwe uko fie bi mu adent si anansen kwa se biesi ye ni oba na yere ye MPP na be ma na ye NDC se bi Ghana ye wa nnuanom a ebi wa NDC ebi wa MPP e che se ye nyina ye nipa baako enu nti ye de adwadifo ye kan se vice president ne economic management team ne finance minister mu tie ye ne ye solutions ne say nyambo a mande anopa o mampanyin sa GP person ye instructor na make sure say omo yes illegal activity black market gachi omo nyina. 2 Monday anopo my announcement say the next quarter rate ID niema of various port of entry no
dollar ba for mo
ekosro on the omo farmer 7 yepe omo nya 7 to the next quarter no yepe eba bua medwadini because they say edwadifo budget nyina I say, you say, you unim, minime gu, you say, minim say, me fan shop, and I'm in train. Because you say, what on your man crown, ulusu, and the man who goes ulus, Tinia or train. Naja, in so, baby, the body no befano. It drew up no penny sibre.
Oh my way,
you say, before the
what you know,
before bread. But me too almost for say me dem makase NDC MPP me mo bia amfa dollar no e me ye ko ehun so mu mi no mu ndimi kuta ska no mai
that's what I'm saying me shall am do dey kind say be ya ko fi e be mo na nka wa ye dey nti dey do dey pharmacy
I think the issues are you know from the traders not making is very, very important. You say omo mutija no hono omo ni nim said the adena hihye omo fa. They are feeling it and I think we all have to feel their pain. Okatakie problem na ya bedru say the system and the hardship I home say you know. We must first admit the root of the problem.
Okay.
And some are professing solutions. Where is the root of this problem coming from? The underlying problem of this economic crisis is the so-called banking sector cleanup.
Okay.
And no, and all the financial buffers our system collapsed no portal and the economy, it left the economy hanging. Okatakie, a buying, I say we're finding taxpayers' resources, 21 billion at the good banks.
Or the good banks are now coming.
Or the good banks. Or the good banks.
Or coming in a boom year back.
One can go banks, maybe. Be me and numbi no kambu for me CBG. But they are can go. Meanwhile, not banking sector problem no. Not problem no. You need about 9 billion to solve the problem.
Okay.
And a bank offer 21 billion. Edigo banks, no, some of the savings and loans companies almost sank musika. But banks were spending 21 billion. Now, one more, idea no affect you almost no more indigenous banks. And another meaning can say most of the foreign banks, you know, dollar crowd kopomo maubi, nabusia. Your Nigerian banks will chrome her. They collect the savings of Ghanaians and give it to Nigerians to do business. The Kofa Nyoma. Ghanaian businessman ko ha mo man bosia. Indigenous banks na or no mo na emma yen local traders ni businessmen no bosia.
GN bank na sefo.
Wo mo na emma yen kofo no bosia.
UT bank na sefo.
UT bank no. Wo mo na emma the local businessmen bosia. And we omo free on say no what you did ne say you created wealth for the foreigners in the country. A bank policy of borrowing from the local banks. So what to say? Fitch, I downgraded 2 of our local banks.
I wouldn't want you to mention.
I won't mention their names. 2 of our local banks. Because of overexposure to government securities.
I buy Bobo Sian through more.
I buy. So the banks were practically working for the government. Or the Bosnia, I was say, or they might 24 year Jumano. Now buy a kotia salaries.
Abansu niska
say abansu ntimi ntua enna bosia aban no ba amanone so a yehu bebia sika nafa na say what is IMF the World Bank country director
say amon kan okrenchere na
this is the second time I say ebisi wo krom hadda in fact these people are diplomats omu mi o manon kasa ombe kasa they don't even talk, they deal with the government and the agencies behind the scenes o mabejo mebi na no so I was a Ghana for a Busa Muslim for Bumbisa say. At then, as I say, the World Bank, the country director, because
and the word he used was that the state of the economy is very serious. Open up to your people.
Yes. But
and you see, people have said the only reason Oforia Tampeso Beko World Bank and the IMF and they say he's been cooking the books over the years.
Mebaho. Okay, you see. First comment that the IMF country director Ebeka say during the COVID period, the World Bank Ghana buying $660 million.
Was it 430?
No, 660.
Okay.
See, come the man $430 million. No, the man say you find COVID honka testing medicines, PPEs, what have you. And my another $130 million say you find top vaccines. We normally see small businesses are. COVID na affect no my $100 million say yenchema womo. Second way. A buy to catch say what for my $100 million pay.
Correct.
And that is why now they have to come out and tell us no, this is how much we gave to you Abayno. Okatakie $660 million in Ghana economy. Should our dollar be rising like this? Because you can't remember Bank of Ghana.
IMF gave us about $1 billion.
World Bank and IMF gave us $2 billion.
Yes, in two tranches.
In 2 tranches. Should our dollar be falling at this rate? If you have all this money coming into the economy? And so what is the problem? It means there's some leakage somewhere. Somebody somewhere is carrying all this money out of the economy. Who are the people moving money out of the economy? So all these issues they are worried. They are very, very worried. You see,
2 minutes, never see mommy.
You see, when it comes to some of these economic issues, they must be very, very, they must be addressed very, very, very carefully. You see, now a minute do so man penny and can was a conversation, no? Because we have a national crisis on our hands. Petrol book cost through, you know, a dollar no cost through, inflation no cost through. I want to remind him. This is not the time. The president must exhibit signs of condescension. A hand tying kokoti.
I don't know condescension.
Condescension.
What a bravo.
You see? You see?
Extravagance like
yes, utie, and all kind of rule. You could see, say, there's a president who is not willing to humble himself and lead the people out of a crisis. Still now, that's what in a hand time, once even in the midst of a crisis, when the people of this country are calling for leadership, because of the Russian and Ukraine crisis, things are going to get worse. In the fuel prices, am I a real officer? Now, politics. Of course, politics. But we must point out the things abandoned to me here to cushion with the consumers. Am I a real officer? We are a net importer of crude. Crude will walk us through, no? Yeah, we also benefit. We benefit.
Yes, we do.
Because your budget, no, revenue side, no, the amount of money that we are going to get from crude, no, at that time you peg it at $60 per barrel. So say I didn't could do 130.
So you are gaining more.
So you are gaining. Engineer can say, why don't you use the surplus you are gaining from that windfall to cushion consumers? And you are not my friend OMCs, no, and any bid is not say, okay, this is how much surplus we are getting. Okay, how much will it cost us to peg the oil price at this level, so that government will use that windfall to settle the difference. And every month, if government sell our crude, we'll use that windfall to stabilize the fuel price. That is something about Bitmayan and now no Castilla. Why are they not doing it? So, Minia, we must call on our president. Say, this is not the time for him to continue that unacceptable condescension. Now, on the phone, working out a plan. We and your NPP NDC, let's all come together and let's work out a plan that will move us out of misery, because I want to know and affect NPP NIPE and affect NDC NIPE.
Mr. Thompson, executive director. Oragovia Grandpa for me.
Oh, me see once again. I may economy so, but at least
economy be no change obotum.
Exactly. Democracy is not Kamika per se. It's about say we should see things happen. Yeah, I mean, that's the point. Since we were born, 1989, Echo, IMF, buy a pumps card. Up to today. Since we were born, it's the same thing. It's a cyclical thing, all based on the structure of our economy. A structure. And if we don't move away from, say, 2015 or 16, we are causing at that time, we're looking at almost about 73.something% of debt to GDP.
Debt to GDP.
Say, resources are
meanwhile, GDP no aya no. GDP ne mu 74% in year dia. Foreigners, they do this debt to GDP in the Kakruma. GDP. Well,
the point is that
mining companies in Kakruma, MTN Kakruma, Vodafone half on Kaha. So with GDP Kurono.
So which are the benchmarks we use?
GNP.
No, but that is what the economists. Yeah. So say economists are not say, "Oh, you GDP, I don't get it." But that's what we use.
Meanwhile, these are the real issues.
And the issue is that we have a debt overhang on us. Of course, fuel price is going up, but say domestic issues well, regardless of the fuel situation. Like my brother was saying, we are net exporters, so some way somehow. We could push in there. But the other side is a demand supply thing. And it's a demand supply to the extent, say, revenues of a budget and expenditure. One of the difficulties I have with our system is that the leakage is now our system now. So, for example, we want to do e-levy. Some way, somehow, at this stage, it appears and the best option, whichever rate, I don't know. But the point is, how do you use this money?
Then I appear say the best option.
No, and the circumstances.
You won't come here. Which best option?
The point I'm making is saying,
Kobe, whatever the best option, whoever
whatever the options, no. Whatever I'm saying,
semantics.
As it stands now, someone should tell me what we should be doing. You go back to IMF.
You go back to IMF. My point is, lose 33.5 billion in the space of 5 years. That's
the point I was coming to say. Whatever happens now, regardless of whatever say we take now, I was talking about expenditure side. Leakage does for a country, and this one is both with the politicians and with the people. Why we allow corruption to overtake this country? What expected there? And you know, the point I'm making is, who call every institution in this country, we are glorifying corruption to the point say, so will be our own corruption. People think you are rather bad. Why can't we stop these things?
Who must stop it?
Of course, we have leadership.
The people.
We have leadership.
The people don't stop corruption.
No, I'm saying say we have leadership, but the point is who did they pack to on or baby? So enforce the law. Oh, say, yeah, see this special office of the special prosecutor. Do you know one of the parties have said, oh, ill-gotten wealth, they can trace it and then hold you responsible for it. My point is, they are checking corruption over swallow it as a country. Whatever we do, you bet me the e-levy, we can change everything. But the leakages in this system, too much.
Talk of corruption.
And expenditure.
Talk of corruption. And Nyama influence corruption in this country. Nyama one is greed and one is need.
Of course, I agree.
Mind you say, you won't go for genuinely.
Yeah.
Say you financial supporter. Say ageni ba mutirimua. Ebi ana yere peso a hairdressing salon. Or peso be after all, hairdressing salon. Say about a part of your GDP corona meboa. But this is a case where we've created a system where there is no financial assistance for these people. If you look
at rent,
and again, there are people who has all this money.
Yeah, but
these are the people we are talking about.
Yeah, that's
so
yeah.
Who see Diamond Crawford?
Yeah,
who see who see more mono the Koseglemi?
Yeah.
Nasabio and Sasia Bay, the central business point. The pabone for more time, my money, Mobusia for an team, cantonment, or see why miwa. So at the end of the day, Nippon him say, Juma be 30-40 years. Obenya a year a danke to a beer. The only reason tia GR ni so koye Juma on a year company owner no ebe no ma ye undercut ne say eso si dan de ni tiri to baby. Rent na wusi. The bonnet for months, the same time, all rented. You consider your friend affordable, but you cannot even afford it. So, that element is very key. Number two, Ubasa, then expenditure. What you say, let's just cut down expenditure. For me, it must have leadership. Let's see it, because by the time you come and convince the young man there that you should live a certain lifestyle, let's see our leaders. And I know me was say, Abrante bi Kobusa and question government should cut their expenditure. You know how Kojo does things. He tries to intimidate journalists. Now why you know say you know you say why as Abrante ni Musa answer question. Munsa muhunu no amoti VAT munu amode kwasire 11 no na nkrofo so monkate.
Yeah. You cut it a lot of this thing.
Agra
yeah.
See, last 2 weeks. And I went, I told him, say, Massa, ain't you opinion? I see at yes, and I will drive. I will take car. No,
but you don't fault the driver. I'm going to do
so, Papa, I'm watching. Me money do no. Me money do no. I'm only seeing my tram in China.
Well, ordinarily, so you should Sakana. Well, because it works on charger. Oko long journey. Or chamber 10 minutes before you put it.
Yes,
that's
but
fine.
In this case,
where they 1 hour.
Or boy gallons.
And the point is that we should understand as a nation that we are in a certain situation now. This is not the time for we only live a certain lifestyle. Let's all sacrifice.
Let's all sacrifice. Go via Gramida say.
Just 1 minute.
1 minute.
1 minute. You see, talking about the leakages. Or say I'm sure. Say in free HHS program, we need to rethink about it.
Sorry.
we need to sit down and review the policy properly because it's not sustainable. They told me, I was say a bank cut it down on the wage bill. Side checks for no massive so more good payroll no so now. Or a be a good GMPC and your friends say VRA ne when NPA so or motivate come more but some so no market to GMPC no they should cut it. I feel
our evidence today. Oh dear, what can somebody careful and now that's why
in some trouble
how many people and them me aware
and some trouble
oh missing some trouble that payroll so from
media house ha bo so jacket or GMPC ni JRE womo nyina yen kate the number of presidential staffers 1,000 you go omugu Jubilee House or yen hudwuma omudie yen cutting it down. All these are leakages.
And every 4 years, it's a
they should cut it down.
It's not what I say, Mamma, back to the studio. You guys have video on my gun and some way here, young pong, if it's in some doors, or minor team, same who the doors. You see, Mammy, yes, signing off on Mamma Kabibi, President Akufo-Addo. I was somebody that really admire you. And let me say, okay, now I don't really admire you that much. I'll be very honest. I used to really admire you. I thought you were the one going to take Ghana to the next level. And taking Ghana to the next level, and your man na ye pesa wo ba be ye no. And your man here sika ansa no waye. We just wanted you to set the system right. One, okay, say JJ Rawlings constitution and your papa. Sabio, okay, say JJ Rawlings a memo no kurano. Somebody says the sovereignty of the people by the power of the gun. Well, we call for democracy. It turns the power of the gun into a political party. And this is a working illegality. So NDC being a working illegality, clearly the constitution, which is the backbone, should be a working illegality for you. So opportunity has presented itself. Senka obeti miabua amiya change. On say still a hunting ema okwama onye. Share to be a leader is not about brofoka. Sometimes you need to hold the bull by the horn. Other times you need to lead the people. And this is the time where president, you need to lead the people rather than ruling them. Yeah, because they just want to bootlick you and get something here. We will continue to speak truth to power without fear, without favor. Opa memfa, we are there 2024, will be free so. Or legacy will be one of the worst if you don't change. Yabeka no crachero. Mimi di Okatakie Afrifa mensa. Somebody I know President Akufo-Addo asempa, but say on penasim because on your leader. Yabasa bani ababe yajuma speak. But until then, let me show you so I still bear the spirit of our forebearers. From Kenneth Kauna, Leopold Senghor, Samora Masema, Madibo Keita, Jomo Kenyatta, Thomas Sankara, Kwame Nkrumah, Umina Sunsum Timimuna Mide Yajuma. Hasta la victoria sempre, until victory, always a luta continua, prodio e patria for God and country. Akosha abno wabano wakramo. Yabese next week.